Hello, hello. Hello, Facebook. So I'm trying something new. Let me know if you can hear me. Hey, Instagram. I see we have one, two people joining us. Okay. So this is my first time live on Instagram. I'm Danielle Steele Williams, and I'm giving Facebook a minute. And I don't know if I'm even going to be able to see Facebook joining. Yes, I can. Okay, good. We're on. All right. So I am Danielle Steele Williams, the founder of For the Lives of Prison Wives. And I have with me today my husband. I've referred to him as the Mister. If you've been following our story, he served 14 and a half years in prison. However, he was sentenced to 24 years in prison. So again, For the Lives of Prison Wives, I'm Danielle Steele Williams, also author of, thank you, Kristen said she can't hear me. Okay, so I guess we're good. Instagram, can you hear me? Okay, so also author of Prayers of a Prison Wife, and that book can be purchased at Amazon or at my store link that's in my bio for your autographed copy. All right, so first I want to introduce again my husband, Keith Williams, who has served 14 and a half years. You all have followed our journey, some of you. And Keith, I just want to talk, Keith. I just want to, first thank y'all for supporting. Thank y'all for your prayers. It's been a long journey, but I can honestly say, just even being around here locally, if I walk up, just go anywhere and bump into people, they will always tell me that, they're praying for me, my family, and the Mister, as I referred to him back then. Because when you're in those type of situations, sometimes you just feel, I don't know, he didn't feel that way, but he went out here, it was me, a little paranoid. So I used to have to protect you, not just put your name out there. But anyway, so that's where we are. Keith has been home now for a year. And why don't you I'm just going to back it up to when we first received the news that you were coming home. Actually, I'm going to back it all the way up to clemency. Yeah.
Great time right there.
Right. So let me tell you also, the purpose of this is we want you to get both of our perspectives. That's why I couldn't wait till he got home, because I knew this is what I wanted to share. And why do you think it's important for us to share our journey?
I mean, more so, I think it's important for us to share our journey because you have so many men, so many women that are incarcerated right now. You have a lot of, it's good to have an example of a couple that can actually make it through the struggle. It's good to be able to share your insights and knowledge on how you all were able to accomplish that, for the simple fact that a lot of people don't make it, and it is a lot of trials and tribulations that come with incarceration and trying to have a relationship while you're incarcerated. But at the same token, you have to keep your faith and stay deep in prayer and be more of an understanding individual as to what it's going to take for you to get to that next phase of your life post incarceration. Then you got a lot of the naysayers that make it harder for the people that actually want to try this. What do why are you doing that, or you're crazy or whatnot. So to give a piece of my life to you all to help you throughout the struggle is something I'm more willing to do, for the simple fact that I know it can be achieved. It's hard work. So it's a process. But and it takes a lot of dedication. It takes trust on both sides of the fence, whether you're in you're the one incarcerated or the one that's actually out here. So what I call the free world. A lot of us in there, we call this the free world, for the simple fact that when we're incarcerated, we're not in the free world anymore. It's hard. You know what I mean? I believe firmly that a lot of women that want to do it can't do it for a lot of it could be pressure. Feeling like they're stupid, feeling like they looked upon as being different because they choose to do something that they want to do. But that's what life is. It's about choices. You know, you can't just be concerned about the physical aspect of a relationship. A lot of people tend to not think about it in that manner, but a lot of people are, you know, they look at the physical part of the relationship. They don't look at the mental and emotional part of the relationship. But what's better than having a mental, emotional connection with the physical connection? You got all three factors, you know, and it makes something beautiful and amazing. Just want to share with you all what we can, share with you all our journey and give you hope to let you know it can be done.
All right. Yeah, and I agree. I want to just piggyback off of what he said. That's the whole purpose that I chose to share this journey, because I first started off feeling alone, and I had the support of my family, and what I'm learning is that that's rare. So I'm very grateful that we both had the support of our family, and as we went through this journey, like he said, it was difficult. It takes work on both parts, both sides of the fence or whatever. So I was going to ask, there's one more thing I was going to add to that was important. You'll come back to me. But anyway, so yeah. I know what it was. It's 1 out of 2 people, y'all, that are impacted by incarceration. 1 out of 2 families that are impacted. So it's somebody on your timeline right now that's going through it. They know somebody that's impacted. Or guess what? I hate to say it, they on their way eventually. It is what it is. So that's why it's good for us to share our story and others to share their stories, just to give hope, because we can get through it. We can make it. And that's what this was about. So like I said, Keith was released in February. And so just kind of tell us when you first, we applied for clemency 2014 under the Obama administration. And we were just very hopeful that he would receive clemency. At that time, I was teaching high school. And it's funny, and I'm telling that part because I want you to know that we go on with our regular lives out here in the free world as we have struggles. Like in any other relationship, you show up to work and you put your happy face on, or maybe not so happy, but you show up and you do your job and you got other things going on at home. So I'm showing up at work, but I got to fit time in, okay, I got a phone call. I got to get certain things done. I got to talk to, an attorney, or I got to do this. These are just the things that go on while you have somebody incarcerated. But when we applied for clemency, it got real difficult because I feel like my husband got to a point where he just wanted to give up. He was tired of fighting. And it was days when he just told me that he was feeling hopeless, like he didn't have any help. Even though I'm out here helping, he didn't feel like he had help. And I just know that was just part of, being in confinement in a way, and just, everything just, I guess, waiting on you or whatever. So yeah, we had the clemency. He applied for clemency and we waited for the list to be revealed in the news every week?
It was actually every other week.
Every other week.
Yeah.
So every other week, he's calling me or texting me because he had a little text service or email service, and he'll send me a message. The list is out. Check the list. I got family members. Have you checked the list? We all checking the list. And then that final list came out, I think, in December. And we're looking and we're waiting for the name. And we, my heart's pounding. And I look, and that was the last list. And it's like, oh, God, he's not on the list. And I think that kind of shattered both of us because we just knew this was the way to cut the sentence. How are you feeling when that news came to you?
Honestly, during the whole process of the Clemency Project 2014 that President Obama had put into play, it was a process. When it first came out, I was actually at a prison in South Carolina. Actually, it was FCI Williamsburg. And, they had a town hall meeting in every unit across the country, in every prison under the BOP statute. So they basically let us know what the criteria was, and if you fit the criteria, we're actually supposed to, put everything else on the computer system. But if you didn't fit the criteria, they said that he still was, willing to take applications, and you can go to the back of the unit team and fill out the necessary paperwork. So during that process, it was a period. It was a period where I was just waiting. I transferred and went up to a prison in New Jersey, continued to wait. And then out of the blue, I got a postcard as far as saying that I fit the criteria and I should be getting a pro bono lawyer. So as I'm there, the process kept going. The sentencing commission that President Obama, he put a bunch of new sentencing commission judges in play, and they had voted to add a -2 drug law. It's called a 782 -2 drug law that gave all nonviolent drug offenders a 2-point reduction into play. So that was something else that was going on. And in the meanwhile, while I was waiting, it was 2 years and I'm still waiting. And I ended up transferring to a prison in Arkansas, trying to get a little closer home. So this was like a mind-boggling process because once I got there, I actually got an attorney. It was the Jones Day Law Firm out of Atlanta, Georgia. I spoke with a few of their lawyers and representatives or whatnot on multiple occasions. So I felt good about, my position as far as attaining a commutated sentence. Every day when these lists started coming out later on, I was on top of it on the computer. It was like something I was looking forward to on a week-to-week basis. And, individuals that were getting, I felt happy for them. But as the time started to decline as far as President Obama being in office and the new president that we have at this time being put in place, started to get a little I don't know exactly what the correct word was. No, I wasn't anxious. I was nervous. So just like Danielle just said, when that last list came out and I didn't see my name on it, I felt completely hopeless. I really, the emotions and how I felt is, I don't even know if I can compare it because I felt lost. I felt like it was over. I had already been inside for over a decade and some years. And I just felt like I couldn't get a break, But they always say one thing. They always say, God doesn't give you what you want when you want it, but he's always on time. And throughout the process of my incarceration, I've seen God do a lot of different things in my life. Even after my father passed in 2010, I've seen him transition me and do a lot of little things in my life. And I was appreciative, but at that moment, I felt like it just wasn't enough. So I felt like, honestly, y'all, I was like, fuck it. I'm stuck here. I'm a product of my environment. Let me go ahead and do what I need to do, on the inside, because outside, it's nothing out there for me right now. And as I began to transition through that, I think God knew. He was like, I think I'm really about to lose him right now. So I need to really show him that I am here. So my lawyer at the time that was appointed to me through the Clemency Project, she actually sent me an email and she said she had been monitoring my docket sheet because I was in play for the clemency. And she had told me I had got the 782 -2 drug law -2 reduction. And she was telling me, she congratulated me. She says, I know this is not what you wanted, but this is to take a significant amount of years off your sentence. And at the time, I'm like, okay, so, should I be happy? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm happy. But before then, like I said, I felt lost. But when I had actually got my 2-point reduction and saw that I had got a 73-month reduction, I just started calculating things in my head. And at the time, it wasn't in the system where you can actually see, okay, when would your out date be? So I'm trying to calculate when it could be possibly this and that.
Mm-hmm. Let me jump in right here. So yeah, that's his side of the story, So I'm out here. And as he tells me this, like he said, I could tell when one thing about this and what Keith was saying is the mental aspect. is all you have. So when you connect it and you get these phone calls, you can tell from your loved one's voice what's going on. Something's going on. You may not know what, but you know something's going on. Something's not right. So I can kind of hear the despair in his voice when all this went on. But I'm having the same thing out here, because now I'm sitting here like thinking that the clemency was coming through, and then to get that shattering news, it's like, oh God, so I really got to wait to 2024. I know what you told me. I've been praying, I've been speaking it, and this was like the last resort, you know. And like he said, it was 2 months. It was only 2 months later. We actually wrote an ebook telling both of our perspectives about this, delayed, not denied. But it was only about 2 months later that we received that email in February. I received the email, and I was hoping that she wouldn't tell him and let me tell him, but he got the email and called me. And I was like, did you get that message? You know, and that's how we found out that it was a total of 6 years knocked off the sentence. So like they say, delayed, not denied. And our point in sharing this with you is, if you have a loved one that's incarcerated, you're on God's time. Don't give up. Continue to pray. But if you're out here, you got to be the one to build them up on the inside. Because I know if I went out here praying, if I went out here, like he said, he was lost, he would have been gone. But, you know, I had to keep the faith and continue to build him up even when I'm about to break down. That's just how that's how this thing works. You can't have both of y'all down. It's not gonna work.
No, you definitely can't have that. It's a struggle with inside there. Stay strong for your loved ones, you know. We always need you guys. It's always good to have somebody that you can actually say genuinely loves you and cares about you. You know, it's a lot of different factors in prison that are important. You know, visitation, you know, if it's far distance, you know, it doesn't have to be all the time. Try to make it once a year or something if you got somebody way in California or up in New York or whatnot. You know, just seeing you all, that's the only time that we can actually have some type of normality in our life. It's like us coming to see you all in visitation is like, it makes us feel normal. You know, it's after the visit that's harder for us than it is for y'all, because now we have to go back to something that's not our normal life, but something that we have to transition to become our normal life. You know, some people don't write a lot. You know, we got these new computer systems in you know, in the bureau. You know, you don't have to write. Drop a line or two on the email just to let us know you're thinking about us, and, you know, encouragement. You know what I mean? Just continue support. You know, don't just turn your back. You know, do what you can. You know, fight the fight. You know, this is just a system that's set up to actually break us apart and keep us apart. But more so, it mentally drains us to make us back away. But we don't let things out here mentally drain us. You know, we keep attacking. You know what I mean? So you have to keep attacking to get some type of reprieve off these unjust sentences that they keep handing down to our loved ones, because, you know, majority of us that are in there for non-violent crimes. Certain sentences is like we had violent crimes, and that's not fair. So it's a bigger cause than just saying, hey, he's in there, I'm going my own way. Because before that factor was put into place, everything was all good. Why would I turn my back on someone that loved me genuinely because they're incarcerated? It's not fair to the person that was with you, and it's not fair to you. You're cheating yourself for something that you all had that was a bond that shouldn't have been severed, you know.
All right. Thank you. And like I said earlier, we just wanted to share our story. This is just our first live. And we've agreed on Sundays to just come in, because it's so much. We were just talking this morning about where do we start. And from just this one topic, it's still subtopics in this thing. And we probably got enough, we've gone through enough where we probably have enough for every Sunday of the year. That's just how much goes on within this criminal justice system.
Yeah, we want to share a piece of the story with each and every one of you guys. You know, if it's anything that you all have or would like us to touch on, just inbox Danielle, and we'll be sure to, you know, give you some type of info or relief on some of the situations you all may be going through. I'm just happy to be here, happy to be able to speak with you all finally. I don't know, if Danielle has some other things she may have wanted to touch on tonight.
No, I don't. But I do want to. I can't go without mentioning. I know you said drug minus two.
Yeah, drug minus
and families against mandatory minimums.
Oh yeah, families against mandatory minimums is, man, that's like family to me. I mean, Kevin Ring, Julie, Debbie, so many different people in the organization, man, that's just embraced me and showed me so much love.
And they show so much to all of us. And the thing is, some of them have been through the system themselves, so they know it, and that's why they fight so hard. So that organization fought for the drug minus two. They also fought for the First Step Act. If you follow us, you saw us in DC. Keith got 2 weeks off for the First Step Act. It would have been more, but I just want to make sure that I mention FAM. And I also want to make sure that I mention my church because they've been very supportive of us. My pastor, Pastor Graves, has been to visit my husband.
Bailey Tabernacle CME.
And they will be live streaming during this crazy, crazy time. We are praying, and I'm always thinking about y'all during this coronavirus time because I know what it's like to have a loved one that you can't do nothing for when they're sick. Not saying that yours are sick, and we hope that that does not happen like that. But I only can imagine the level of anxiety you're at right now, not knowing, because people don't know on the outside. We don't know what goes on when our loved ones a lot of times get sick. We have to fight for them if we know what's going on. So I'm saying that to say Sunday, we'll be talking about the inside, the healthcare system of the prison, how it goes, what we went through when Keith had his issues. Thankfully, it wasn't many, but at 14 years, you're going to expect something. But we'll be just walking through the process because a lot of times out here, we don't know the process. You don't find it out until you're actually going through it.
One thing about it, ladies, I know the process. I have been in maximum security all the way to minimum. I started off in USP.
Prisons.
Yes, I started off in USP Big Sandy, so I know the insights of how the system is. I know a lot of you all are worried right now with this COVID-19 going on and them shutting down visitations and whatnot. This is a process. Unfortunately, I hate that you all have to go through this at this time because I know you all are concerned. At the same token, it's nothing that you all can do. Staying on the phone is really going to aggravate these people to where they're not going to even answer it. The most you probably can do that I can tell you, if you're going to be a dog or whatnot, is keep contacting your congressman, your senators, and that you're from whatever state you're in. You have to continuously put pressure. You can't put pressure on these people by calling the BOP. That's not how it works. Everybody has a boss, and nobody's boss wants somebody that's over them to be contacting them. So if you're calling within the BOP, it's not going to work. You have to go over their heads where it rings bells up top, and it has more of a ripple effect. That's when you start getting them to respond in the manner that you want them to respond. But I just wanted to say that my hearts and prayers go out to each and every one of you during this time. It's a couple of prisons that's actually had a couple of cases of the COVID-19 right now. I talked to a friend earlier today that's supposed to get released next week, and he said his release date was still the same, but the guys that were getting released that actually had bus tickets and not family picking them up were actually going to be postponed. So I don't know if that's anyone's situation at this time, but if it is, it may be best to try to make some type of arrangement where someone can go pick them up instead of them getting the bus ticket, or they're going to be in there a little bit longer. Other than that, I look forward to speaking with you all on Sundays. I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. This is something that I'm passionate about. It's weighed on me. I support all you ladies that actually are loyal ladies. That's like unique. It's unique, but it's heartfelt and something that the guys appreciate. You know what I mean? You just don't know how much we appreciate it. Same token, this is one guy saluting you all to let you know that you're appreciated each and every day. And I wish you all the best.
All right, I think that's it. Let me look at my little list. I think that's it. Yeah, and we will see y'all Sunday with the
Hey, Diane.
yeah. I see Diane. Thanks, Diane, for joining us. I see Joy, Kimberly. Hey, Kimberly. And Kristen, Jessica. Yes. Oh, yeah. Just in case it's somebody new following, join my Facebook group for the Lives of Prison Wives, Loyal Ladies. And I think that's all I have, or we have. So thank y'all for joining us. Let me see how to end this thing. Oh, yeah. It,